In this installment of basic structures, we'll finish up by talking about the eye. So the I-beam is one vertical, and the vertical is typically called the web, and sort of two base plates, and those might normally be called flanges. So I'm going to skip straight to some advanced assembly techniques. So, you could use a dado joint to join these pieces, and in addition to the dado joint, right, if this I structure is made of metal, then we could also weld it. So I-beams that you see, for example, in construction are usually either welded, in which case they're sometimes called plate girders, or they're sometimes hot rolled, cold rolled, or extruded. And extrusion is the process that we talked about before, where you squeeze a ductile metal through a die that has a particular cross section. So the next structure I'll draw here, this sort of I-beam that I'm starting here, will be an example of a cross section that is extruded. So it's all one piece because we're pushing raw stock through the die, and in the process it's deforming to take the cross-sectional shape that the hole in the die has. So the I-beam is very, very stiff in bending, as you might imagine, because that vertical member of the web, basically the bending stiffness of the web goes as the cube of the height of the web. So if you double the height of the web, then you multiply the bending stiffness by 8 times. So here's another way to make an I structure that's not necessarily an I-beam, so it doesn't have a constant cross section, but it's fairly simple. It's very similar to the clock cage construction. 2 base plates, and the vertical member now is a rod that might be, let's say, threaded on each end so that we can connect it to the base plates using something like a socket head cap screw or some other type of machine screw.